Hi guys, this is part 2 of my series of Minarchism. The link to the first video, an overview of libertarianism, is in the description below. Minarchism is one of the two main strands of right-wing libertarianism, the other one being Anarcho Capitalism. In a minarchy, also known as a night watchman state, the state is as small as possible to minimise interference in people's property rights and to keep the market open. However, in order to ensure strong property rights and that the rules of capitalism are being followed, Minarchists favour a strong system of law and order, which is where this night watchman moniker comes from. So for example, in a minarchy, if somebody stole another person's car, the justice system would pursue and punish the criminal. By minimising state interference in people's lives to these levels, Minarchists argue that people are empowered to make their own choices. The consequences of these choices, both financial and otherwise, would be their own, which to Minarchists represents fairness and true freedom. However, there are criticisms of Minarchism. Anarcho Capitalists, who represent the other side of right-wing libertarianism, oppose the Minarchist insistence on a minimal state because they argue that the state, no matter what its size, is always an obstacle to liberty. A state, they argue, could still forcibly tax people or imprison them for long periods of time. As a result, anarcho-capitalists tend to agree with Minarchism's support of unregulated capitalism, but they don't want any state at all, wanting the likes of police and courts to be run by private organisations instead, likely through a kind of insurance-based system. Of course, left-wing libertarians also oppose Minarchism and anarcho-capitalism wholesale, because to them capitalism is an oppressive, manipulative system, which pits rich against poor, weak against strong. They would argue that strengthening a system which relies on people manipulating and using each other for gain is an anathema to liberty. It doesn't make people freer, if anything it fetters them even more. Others, from across the political spectrum, oppose anarchism and libertarianism as a whole because in trying to maximise human liberty, libertarians and anarchists supposedly disregard the moral and environmental costs of human wants and needs. For example, a conservative might oppose the lax views of a libertarian when it comes to human sexuality, or when it comes to the consequences of mass immigration, whilst a left-wing environmentalists might criticise right-wing libertarianism for its dependency on unregulated capitalism, which they see as being a major catalyst for increased fossil fuel use and resultantly global warming. To conclude, Minarchism is a form of right-wing libertarianism that aims to minimise the state to simply law and order. Minarchism, as a form of right-wing libertarianism, favours strong property rights and unregulated capitalism to allow people to have as much autonomy as possible over their own money. Minarchism receives a varied amount of criticism from inside and outside the libertarian movement. For example, from anarcho-capitalists who feel it gives too much power to the state, as well as from left-wing libertarians who disagree fundamentally with its promotion of capitalism. That's Minarchism. I hope you've enjoyed this series. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.